Do you ever get to 3 p.m. and it feels like your brain's been swapped out for a potato and there's just nothing else going on in there that day? It happens. It happens to everybody, but there's some small things you can do to kind of help arrange your day so that you're less of a potato, more of a person as you get to the end of the day, because we want to have the energy to maybe go do some things we want to do, go for a run, meet up with friends, whatever it is, or just feel better at the end of the day. So as we go about the week, we just feel good. That's what I want to talk about today. I'm Adam with the Productivity Academy. Like I said, we want to get to the end of the day feeling good and just go throughout our day feeling better if possible. And this is something I've worked on over the years. And a lot of it, like everything, is finding out what works well and best for you. So everything I say here, I would say to test it, test some variations of it. But if you don't know where to start, give these a shot and kind of go from there. One thing I do want to say also is that your time management is important, but it's kind of how you arrange things that also plays into this. A lot of times I would recommend people to do the important things up front, but for some of these, we need to space them out for them to be effective. So let's talk about this in a little bit more detail. So I would say, your morning kind of dictates this, and by doing some sort of a morning review, you're putting yourself on the right path. But before you kind of dive into work, I think that starting things out in a calming way, if possible, can help you get in that correct mindset where you're going to be more relaxed. Maybe that's playing with the dog, going for a walk, reading a book, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be a long time, but something that, will have kind of a calming effect, but is good for you. And then going in and starting your day. And I'm not going to go into how to arrange your entire day. Again, this is more about what you can do to make sure you get to the end of the day with a good amount of energy. So we'll assume you have some sort of organization system. You're going about your day. What I would recommend is, when do you kind of feel yourself falling off? Is it late morning? After you've worked for 2, 3, 4 hours, you kind of feel yourself starting to have a natural lull. Maybe it's the early afternoon. But that might be a good time around then to go ahead and plan a break. Your body's telling you something already. So if you can, if you're at work and you're in an office situation, maybe it's a walk outside and around the building. If you have a park nearby, of course, getting out in nature can be great. If you work from home and you spend a lot of time on the computer, maybe you could do like a guided meditation, just listen to some music, close your eyes. Even if you're not taking a nap, just that relaxation, that time to let your brain kind of go and quiet things down. And again, you don't have to practice some sort of super special thing. If you want to get into different types of meditation, that's great. If you want to listen to music, that's great. But just finding what does it for you, where you can recharge a little bit and let things calm down so that you're not just go, go, go. Your body is not meant to do that. And most people don't excel. And so if you find yourself through the day, hey, I've got this time period where I just kind of hit a wall, and, it's not like you just can't get anything done, but why not then take a break there and recharge things? In the afternoon, I would say, if you can, again, this depends on how much you're in charge of your own schedule, but put things in there that don't require as high focus. Most of us have more energy, more attention, more focus. We're better to do this in the earlier part of the day. So some of this might be longer term as you start to notice when you have the higher energy, say, well, those lower energy times, like the late afternoon, that maybe should be when I'm doing some admin work, or I'm taking some calls that don't require, a ton of prep, things like that, stuff I can do off the cuff. And that way you're not relying on late afternoon, low energy you to be doing some really, really important tasks. And I think that, again, I want to say that mentioning these as we go throughout the day, kind of setting up your morning, planning a break, kind of doing things in the afternoon that maybe aren't so intense, is that these are meant to be tested. These aren't hard rules, and shift it how you want it to work for you. And especially if you work a different hours, things like that, or there's I get my second wind and I love working in the late afternoon. Great, just kind of switch things around and try it out so that the rest of the day or the cycle for you feel better and just kind of have more energy, and this will flow into day to day and really impact things. It's like the dominoes. If you do this right, every day is impacted down the line, and that can really add up. So if you have any questions, comments about this, ideas, ways you do this yourself, leave a comment below, and thank you for watching.